to the fifth episode of the Savour Success podcast with me, Caolan Cullen. Today we are diving into an inspiring story with a top-class food entrepreneur, someone who has truly made waves in the industry, Nick Mehta, the mastermind behind Nutty Delights. Nick is a fantastic storyteller, and in this episode he takes us on a passionate journey sharing how Nutty Delights started as a small kiosk in Dublin city centre, where it all began with a moment of impulsive entrepreneurship, leading to what is now Ireland's number one specialist for nuts, dried fruits, nut butters, and so much more, boasting over 400 products. But Nick's story doesn't stop there. We'll talk about how he pivoted and innovated during challenges of COVID, embraced technology to transform his business, and built a strong team that shares his vision for the future. Nick also opens up about the importance of creating a unique and delicious product, listening to his customers, and the essential role of building a community around his brand. I learned so much from Nick in this episode. I'm sure you will too. So without further ado, here's the conversation with Nick from Nutty Delights. Let's go. Okay, everybody, we have here today on the fifth episode of the Savour Success podcast, we have a good pal and a long-term friend of mine, Nick Mehta, and from Nutty Delights.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Caolan, for having me on this podcast. I'm really excited and congratulations on the new start there.
Appreciate it. Nick and myself met each other over 5 years ago. Space with Nick about a project I was doing at Dublin Castle, and then from then I've been blown away by the service and the product that Nick provides with Nutty Delights. It's really an incredible company, and I'm so delighted to get Nick's story out here today. He's a great lad and a fantastic storyteller, so I'm looking forward to this one. So I'm going to pass it over to yourself, Nick, and tell everybody your story and a little bit about Nutty Delights.
Fantastic. It's good knowing you as a friend, and it's been 5-6 years since we met, and loved working with you then, and loved the idea you created with Arctic Stone as well. So I'm Nick Kunj Mehta. People know me as Nick, easier way. So I am originally from India. Moved when I was 18, 19, I moved to UK for my further studies. And then I finished my studies. I was a little small entrepreneurial then as well. I used to do little Amazon here and there and work my way. I'll taste from 2009 to 2015 when I was working in a cab company, the taxi company, where I used to manage 100, 200 cabs at the same time.
Wow.
And I was an operation manager there, but this entrepreneurial spirit in me was always alive. I used to do small thing here and there. At 15, I got married to my girlfriend, then my wife now, and we decided that we were a little bit done with UK, London, where we lived, and it was a little stressful for us with a lot going on at the time, Brexit talks, and there was a lot happening as well. And personally, we were stressed with the saturated market if we were going to do any business or stuff like that. So we decided we want to move out. We want to move out where there is a good balance of social and work, really nice balance. We thought of few European countries, but then Ireland stood out with English speaking, the language not being the barrier. So
Yeah.
it was easy. So we moved here in April 2016. We moved to Tipperary.
I didn't know that. You moved to Tipperary
Yes,
from London.
from London. Yeah, we wanted a peaceful life. Yeah, so a proper culture.
Lovely.
Yeah. So we stayed there for a bit. Figured out what we want to do. We had a friend, so it was easy to settle in Tipperary.
Yeah.
So easier rents.
Yeah, of course.
While we well figured out what we did, so we stayed there for a bit, enjoyed the little relaxing, couplehood and from the stress we had, and then we were thinking about starting something. We came out on a day out, first day out in Dublin, and we saw this beautiful Georgia Street Arcade, a Victorian market.
Mm.
Of course, being in London, I loved the architecture and I loved the market and all the things you have in London as well. So I went in the Georgia Street Arcade, saw an empty shop, a curious in me, asked, what is this? Why is it empty? Is it ready to let? And the managers were really nice, the owners were really nice. From then, the story of Nutty Delight started. So yeah, a bit of a story, but it's a wonderful story, and it all happened in a wonderful time, in fun way. We didn't struggle. It didn't feel the struggle at all.
So essentially, you walked into a kind of not used outlet. You walked in
Yeah,
and were like, I could do something with this. The
yeah,
entrepreneur idea
yeah,
and spark
exactly,
was alive, and you're like, let me just inquire. And that's what some
exactly.
people are. What I find is you have to get away from the fear of potentially being told no, you
No,
know?
yeah.
So you have to, if you didn't ask for the manager at the time to see what's going on with this place, we wouldn't be talking right now.
No, 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 no.
Oh, you've been in business for 8 years, and it was just purely from one conversation that you
Yeah.
had with the manager. So you came across the location, but you weren't quite sure what you were going to do, right?
No, 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 no. So the initial conversation got us an idea. So that was an empty unit, but he said we're very specific of what we want because Georgia Street Arcade has that, of aura of having different independent retailers and they don't want to clash with somebody having the same thing from other retailers there. And it's the beauty of that market. It's the beauty of that arcade there. And the owners try to keep it very, symmetrical with nobody having same thing. So he said he wants something dried foods, and from that the dried fruits and the whole idea, and then it all linked up very well because
That's
me and my
amazing.
wife, yeah, me and my wife, when we used to go for dates out, we used to go to this lovely roastery in nearby our place where we used to live. We loved the nuts being roasted and fresh nuts we used to get, and we missed that a little bit. We didn't find that much as well. So the story started before that as well, that being my ethnicity, we are very heavy consumers of nuts and dried fruits and stuff. That is part of our ingredient in regular day-to-day life as well. So we couldn't find that quality. We find mostly the packet stuff,
Yeah.
which is long packaged, not the great quality. So we missed that, and that's all this idea, lead up, everything was put into place.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's kind of serendipitous type of effect
Yeah.
because like that's a nostalgic thing for you
Yeah.
going back when you were a young lad, and
Yeah.
obviously the dried the fruit, the nuts obviously, and someone came to you or you went to them saying like, is this free? And that all started with you just asking a question. The entrepreneur in you was like, there's something here, and it
Yeah.
literally came to you because he's like, this is what we're looking for.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. So when you decided on the idea, you were like, okay, we're going to do dried fruit, nuts from this stand. How did you even get started?
Yeah. So now we sat down, me and my wife, and we decided that there are a few things which we want to do it. And I mean, there was, of course, the inspiration of the roastery, but we could never do the roastery in that small unit which we had. But the idea where we set down some goals that, of course, number one thing which we want to look at it is sustainability. And number two is premium quality. We want to put down the best quality. And number three is fresh products. We want to give them every time the freshly roasted nuts as well, because we don't have a roastery. So how do we do that? Order in small batches. There was few things which we made as a core thing that in the business, this is not what we are going to ever change and keep it as it is. And something we always loved was people, talking to people, which is very easy with an Irish people. That's what we loved about people here. So easy to talk to and so nice to talk to as well. So we built that community type of surrounding in that Georgia Street Arcade store. Me and my wife used to do shifts there, half a shift, full shift, weekends. It was fun times, 7 days in that shop, half home here and half home here. That's how we started. We started with just say around 25 products, and just 8 years went on 29th of July, just a week back.
Congratulations. eight
Thank you.
years in business, especially in food, is incredible. Not many food businesses that last even a year to 2 years, but you made it 8 years in business. So it just goes to show the quality, the service, your ability with people, everything kind of coincided and tied together has led to 8 years of a fruitful business.
Thank you, thank you. No, yeah, and it's been a fruitful journey as well. So 8 years. My parents are visiting me right now, so we were just going through the all the pics of old pics from the on the telly there slideshow, and we saw that within 2 weeks we had from 20, 25 products to 50 products, doubled, in 2 weeks. So, yeah, so slowly started with 25 products. Idea was to do pick and mix, change that habit of pick and mix of having sweets to a little bit better option, healthier option, guilt-free snacking,
Yeah.
what we call it. And we kept it open, we kept it no plastic inside, so all paper bag, fill it as much as you like, take the nut mixes, make your own trail mixes and all that kind of idea there. Started with sampling. Day one, sales was what we didn't even expect it, uh,
Incredible.
everything helped us, the tourist, summertime, tourist in Georgia Street Arcade, local people, and from day one we were doing good. We started the business, so in 2 weeks we were able to add more products and no more variety, and the shop looked more beautiful and full.
And you're so passionate about the story, and it's actually infectious. Anyone
Yeah,
that's met you, the first time I met you, I was like, this is an incredible business and team behind it as well.
yeah,
So I want to kind of talk a bit about COVID, right? We met just before COVID, a couple of months, and you were supplying me for a project that I was doing in Dublin
yeah.
Castle. And I was just enthralled by your overall premise of the business. So when COVID hit, how did it affect you? And how you're a massively innovative person as well, which we'll touch on. But how did you pivot around COVID and innovate around it as well?
No, fantastic. No, good question. That was a good change in our business now, what we do, from what we do as well. So until COVID, very retail focused, two stores, 2017, we had our e-commerce store, but not working at all. 2018, our second shop opened as well, and very retail focused, working in two shops, happy and doing good. COVID hit, both the shop got closed. Not a habit of sitting at home, so
Yeah, I know that.
not having COVID, but still feeling very sick and ill
Yeah,
and not going about it, going from one room to other room, nothing to do, not a habit of doing that. So
yeah,
me and my wife, like, this is not how we're gonna do, we can't do this. And just one fine evening, just researching, like, we were getting messages from everybody, we closed and everything. So I said, let's do something. We have a ready e-commerce store here, but not a lot of people know about us. And, there is not much previous customer we had on e-commerce, so there won't be that much of boost. So what we did was, we put out a Facebook ad saying, hi, we know that it's hard for everybody, hard for us, both the shop closed. We are offering everybody a free delivery. We know that a lot of people are cocooning and would like to provide them a healthy snacks option. Here it is, we'll do a completely free deliveries. Order from us and we'll do that. And the insane amount of response we got from that was amazing. We had to go to work next day, had to pack the orders and send out.
that's amazing. Amazing. I was chatting with Sean yesterday from Impasto, and he did something similar. He made it through COVID because he innovated and pivoted, right?
Yeah,
So he has a pizza restaurant.
yeah.
He started focusing, doubling down on delivery, going to the customer, driving to the customer. And
So
you guys
customer.
did the same thing. Just keep innovating. And then from there, you boosted your e-commerce side as well, right?
Exactly, exactly. And since then, we've become a heavily e-commerce focused business, and we had just less than 50, 60 products then on e-commerce. Now we have 400 products, SKUs. So
E-commerce is absolutely booming. Something that was nothing really,
yeah,
because I remember you were saying you had the two stores, the Jervis and the Georgia
sure,
Street market, and then the e-commerce wasn't doing as well. And COVID gave you the opportunity to be
exactly.
the entrepreneur, the creative that Nick is, and be like,
Yeah.
okay, let's double down on this.
Yeah, yes, yes. We pivoted very well and we put our all focus on there. Simultaneously, we started doing international deliveries, UK, Europe as well. We did a little bit of eBay there to push our website more. So a circle, put eBay customer to our website, get more of that rolling as well of customers. So no, it was a good opportunity. COVID brought us opportunity while it was a lot hard for a lot of people and businesses. We pivoted very well. So yeah, no, it was a blessing.
Look at the issue of COVID or even any kind of circumstance, we don't see the brighter side of the opportunity that can be.
Exactly.
With issues that arise, opportunities also arise. It's like after war, there's always a boom in industry and creativity and entrepreneurial because through disaster, we kind of create these new opportunities. Fantastic
Thank you.
inspirational story for anyone that's listening, that doesn't matter how hard the crisis is, you can make it through it if you see the opportunity. You have to open your eyes, opportunity that's there in front of you. So I wanted to kind of touch on that a small bit. And what are your main takeaways over the last 8 years from running Nutty Delights?
A couple of them, adaptability would be number one, adapt
Cool.
to the ways things are changing. Now, there have been so many other small instances. Just COVID was the big one where we changed our e-commerce, but putting our product into stores, we were not ready. No, just somebody approached us and saying, yes, adapting to that, going hard on that. So adaptability would be number one. The second would be not compromising on your ethos. So just say your work on your product, work on your, the ideas of your business, where it is coming from. So staying in it true to your vision and mission which you may have created for the business. So that is all very important as well. And then staying true to your community, your customers, getting their feedback is very important. Still, we do every year 3 times a feedback round from our customer. It's very often 3 times, from the same customer getting feedback, but we do that. It's an e-commerce website, same product goes out, and people are always happy. We got all 5 stars on Google, but we
So and on
love,
Trustpilot, Google, I've seen that your reviews speak for themselves.
yeah,
Your product, you're creating that community. I had Keith on from All About Kombucha, and he
yeah,
one of his main things was creating a community
yeah,
helps build the product as well. Because
exactly.
without the community, you don't have anyone to buy it for one, and
No,
therefore you can't enhance the community from there.
100%. And that is very much communities. I mean, that people to speak for you, you need,
Mm,
there's all kinds of social media marketing, there's all kind of traditional marketing, but then people are your audience, your people, your customers are your true marketing heroes, they speak for your product, they speak for your company. And for us, that is something very important as well. Customer loves our product, and uh, we love to serve them as well, the best things. These 3 4 things. And another thing which I personally love, I'm a very geeky guy, so I love keeping everything digital. And I mean, I love to do my pen and paper as well,
yeah,
when it is daily task and stuff, but I love to keep everything digital and
yeah.
having digitalized a workflow where it's more efficient and it's good for our team. So from day one, we've tried to do that, where we have been more digital focused, a digitized business as well. So having a e-commerce when there was nobody buying it, but having that was something very important for us, that we want to have that. And from then, it helped us during COVID. So digitalization in the business is also very important, staying on top of the technology.
I actually looked at I've been looking at your website. Obviously, I was
Yeah.
doing a bit of
Yeah.
research before we chatted today, and what stood out to me was the website.
Yeah.
You have everything in a clean format. It's bright, it's colorful, it's enticing. You have all your categories laid out. It's a really well put together.
Purely e-commerce focused, so Magento was the best option as an e-commerce. But before that, I won't
Yeah.
take the whole juice here. Lovely team here working with me. They're all working for a long time, and they are very passionate, more passionate than me about, creating something good for our customers. And so I have really, really good people surrounded around me as well. A team who looks after everything. So yeah, yeah, all the dues goes to them.
That's important as well. You need a good team, and a lot of people create a product. They don't think a website. I've met a
Yeah,
few people over the years. They're like, "Oh, I have a product. I don't need a website."
yeah,
It's not true.
not
People, if,
true.
especially when it comes to e-commerce, they're going to be going onto your website, looking both at the reviews, the pictures, the ethos, which is obviously quality, passion, community, and you get that from your website. So,
Yeah.
so anyone that's listening that has a product that doesn't think a website is important, have a look at Nutty Delights website, and you'll see the importance of it. And Nick is testament to that and how much work and just he wanted to have that perfected. So definitely recommend that to people to to get that sorted for themselves as well. Innovation, since I've known you, is a big part of what you do as well. I've seen like Plastic Free July when it ties in sustainability and innovation together, like different products and
Yeah.
trail mixes and seeds and nut butters as well, which I was very enticed about as well. It's a great show. How does innovation look for you, and what does it mean for you as well?
Yeah, so great example would be plastic free July, but then that's where the idea came of delivering plastic free. So not a lot of people do the plastic free, and especially when it comes to food. And that was a huge question for us as well. Will our customers like having, and where it was in stores, it was easy. We gave paper bag, and they had, it would be snack mixes made up, and they were happy. Customers were happy to take in the paper bag. But when it is
Yeah.
traveling via multiple layers of people and places, and you don't know how they are going to handle it, it's really hard to send it in paper bag. So we always looked into we tried and hard. We looked into ways where we can make it better. So at the first started the plastic free delivery, we did it paper bag, cotton bag, rolled it up, nicely rolled it up in papers and send it into recycled boxes with paper tips and all that. But since then we evolved, we traveled a bit, we got good paper bags, greaseful, which are double, and now we do is plastic free delivery completely. So people get it in nice bags which are durable, sturdy enough, but no plastic inside, completely. And then they in recycled boxes as well. So no box, all the boxes which we get are reused, sent to customers. Paper tape, so no plastic inside. That's one kind of thing which we did as well. Implementing things where we could do paperless work,
Yeah.
things like that is also very important. So all the inventory, everything which is done in this, even with the closing of the store, cash up, paperless, more onto the apps and everything like that. So that are the kind of small, I don't know if it is called innovation, but the
I
small
think
thing,
so.
that are the small things we like to, we changed in the business, which helped us.
Is innovation because to innovate, you're doing something different. Like every other nuts brand isn't doing that. So you have to innovate. Not only are you being like community focused by being more ecological with the paper products and the plastic free, but that does take innovation. That is creativity. So like it also ties into the products as well. So innovation in the terms of products that you give out,
Yeah,
as I
yeah.
said, you have the nut butters. How do you stay on top of that?
Yeah, so a lot of nut butters in the market. You know yourself, it's very saturated market.
Mm.
Peanut butter, you call it, you get it in different types, very range in the different ranges of prices as well. So how do we stand out? With nuts business, peanut butter, and nut butters is something we should be doing. And how do we stand out? So what we looked is, of course, then peanut butter. We stand out. We just skipped a minute from a peanut butter. We say let's look other butters which we can do, other nuts we can do it from. So we started from almond butter, but then there were also a lot of small companies we were doing almond butters and other nut butters. So what we did was we did flavored, so cherry almond butter, blueberry cashew butter, and
Amazing.
then we did pistachio butter. So we are the only one in Ireland now doing the pistachio butter. At the time
Can
of
you ship that to the US?
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
okay, that's sorted.
Yeah. No, so we do pistachio butter, and we now more our focus is on pistachio butters because we have a very unique lineup there. We have flavored ones as well. So coconut pistachio butter, sweet roast butter, and then strawberry pistachio butter as well. So huge lineup. Then we started food service pack as well. So because it's something where a lot of cafes are now using as a ingredient. So that's something we changed and looked around. And now when people try our butter, they see the difference, how different our peanut butter is to the normal brick and mortar store peanut butter, and see the difference in the quality. Because um now, not shaming anybody here, but like when you are doing it in bulk, you use broken pieces, you find
Yeah.
the pieces, you find the rejected quality stock, and you crush them, make a paste. It's a peanut butter. And what we do is we used whole peanuts. Every jar you see, there would be 20% oil in them, and that's all nut oil. So that shows how good quality nut has been used to process, and very fresh again, small batches made quickly to sell out. Yeah.
So innovation for you is listening to the market, creating what you already have. You're not trying to reinvent the wheel, but you're adding little spins onto the products that you're known for, obviously the quality of nuts, the dried fruits, but can you
Yeah.
enhance the product offering to what the customers are asking whilst keeping quality high, your reputation, and also doing the e-commerce and wholesale. So you've got that full cycle on right now.
Yeah. And then the lot of mixes which we do as well in-house. So we have a great team, and they come up with all the recipes. Sometimes they come up with the ideas of having new peanuts or other
Sign me up
almonds.
for that job. Where do I apply for the? Did you say blueberry cashew nut butter?
Yes, yes,
Where
yes.
do I sign up for
Well,
trying that, and coming up with the recipes? That's, if
yeah.
someone is looking for a good food job, get on to Nick about that. That's as good as it
And
gets.
also the team is great coming up with the ideas of, and there was a mix they made recently, peanut butter and jelly mix now had a wonderful almond and peanuts and strawberry, dried strawberry in there, and the mix is so tasty. I love it. I always have it next to my desk and I eat it because nuts and strawberry, dried strawberry, the mix is almost like a peanut butter jelly mix.
Incredible. And I can imagine that would do very well in the States.
Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
that's I have not seen a product like that before, and I can imagine it would do very well. So
Exactly.
that is so impressive that you're able to take what you have and then start innovating, but also keep to the core philosophy of what makes Nutty Delights such a great company. Self-development, right, Nick? So I always ask people, so self-development, I think, as an entrepreneur is crucial. Whether it's learning a new skill in AI, doing the e-commerce, what does self development look for yourself, and how do you practice that on a daily basis?
Right. So, few things I do is I always stay on top of the technology. That's something which I like as well as a passion of my personal thing. But then again, I mean, there is so much help in Ireland with from Leo, local enterprise office or enterprise Ireland, Boardbia. They run multiple classes, seminars, boot camps, relating to several topics. It's not just business boot camp, it's several topics where they learn into. So every year I make for myself a plan where I'm attending two or three. Last year I did the SME masterclass, which was for 6 months, weekly twice, and that's something in my back. I have a certificate there as well. So I stay on top of this, even though we know what we're doing. But again, I attend this. I make sure that yearly, I go to two or three of this to stay on top of technology or stay on top of what's going on or learn, upskill, upgrade for myself.
And I think it's crucial as an
Yeah,
entrepreneur learning about what's the market asking for, whether it's social media, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's anything to do with leadership. It's always improving about how you operate. So it's great to see, and shout out to Board Bia and the local enterprise office for putting these programs in
yeah,
place so
yeah,
people can make the most of themselves, and that therefore it affects like your staff, your customers, because
yeah,
you're
exactly.
always improving and always learning, and the self improvement to go to these courses. They're usually free. They're not
Yeah,
expensive. There could be
no, no,
maybe
very, very
50 euros
subsidized,
sometimes.
very subsidized, very
Yeah,
subsidized. And check out if you're starting out a business, local enterprise is the place to be. There's a lot of course, help there, but there is a lot of classes like this which you can attend, and learn and get a mentor for yourself. It's always talk to people, network. It's all also very important. Other than, of course, the local enterprises there would be as but then there is a lot of networking, mentoring available as well. Get yourself that. You may find a friend and a mentor as well together. So that's also very important.
exactly. They say your net worth is your network,
Network.
so the
Yeah,
more
yeah,
you do that, the more you're going to enhance your network
yeah,
as well from there. So, and the doors that open purely by having a conversation with one person, now it's
yeah.
amazing. You don't know who you're talking to. We got to know each other just from chatting, and now we're
Exactly.
here, so you don't
Exactly.
know who you're chatting with, and,
No, no.
represent yourself, always be learning and improving.
Yeah,
So,
and even not saying no to that. So, like, even when you met in it, that was something like a very busy period, Christmas time, something which we want, but like knowing you, and then of course we're gonna help you out. Now we do that project as in a bigger scale, roasting the chestnuts. It's a busy time for
yeah.
us in the Christmas, and it's the biggest project we ever do in Dublin Castle. So we have two stores there and roasting real chestnuts up there, busy queues, so it's also same thing goes there, not saying no, and networking with you got us
Yeah.
that opportunity to have a busiest Christmas period ever. Yeah.
I came to you with the project then, and then I was like, I can't do this anymore. I didn't understand the nuts business well enough myself. But then, as you said, it's your busiest time of the year. It's the Christmas Dublin markets, and that came from both myself not saying no to the opportunity and yourself not turning me down.
No.
Look at the opportunity, like, okay, this could be something. And 5 years later, you're
Yeah.
doing it now.
Now
Which it
we're
was
doing it four Christmas so far, and it's the busiest period, and it's the best thing. It's a Christmas bonus for me.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's great. I remember in 2019 when the project started, and it was just like a crazy, mind-blowing experience getting involved in the nut world, and
No, yeah.
that opened the market for yourself to step into that as well. So
So,
seeing an opportunity, seeing the value there, seeing the people behind it is really, really important from there.
mm,
And what really struck out to me, Nick, when I went to your shop to inquire about the nuts was your staff, right?
yeah.
I have a picture on my phone of one of the guys that was working for you at the time. Don't know if he's still there. Shout out to him if he is. But
Killian.
he was so friendly, so accommodating. He was letting me try all the different samples and stuff like that. And it just create I was like, I gotta work with these guys. So for yourself, how does a team look for you? You know, do you like putting people in the right seats on the bus? How does building a team? How do you build your teams?
Shout out to Killian who met you there. He was one of the best. I mean, in top 10 there, in top 5 there. He's a wonderful guy, good friend now. He's working very well as well, doing very well for him. Yeah. So team for me is very important. I choose team very peculiarly, and I need a family as a family to my team. I always treat them that way, and I need somebody who can join in the mission what I have and understand that and are as passionate as I am, you know. So the first couple of things I notice is how enthusiastic they are, how smiley they are, how talkative they are, and all that things help me to choose the person. Now I do very little hiring now, except the mains in the offices and everywhere. But again, the core idea which has been given to the team is don't look for the experience, don't look for the skills or the education they have. Look for the reality in them. Talk to them, you know, just talk like you would talk at a coffee shop and see how they react to your question, how they answer. And that is something very important for me, is how good person they are, how chatty they are, how nicely they can sell themselves, you know. If they can sell themselves, they can sell any product of yours and be nice to customers as well and all that. So
So,
yeah.
so you essentially in ways, and I actually had a similar enough process. Was I always used to take new people, new staff for like a walk and maybe a coffee, and just get a feel for them. Do they fit the ethos? Are they approachable? Are they easy to get on with? Do they like look down when like all these little
Yeah.
characteristics? Because
No,
I
same.
it's up to us as
Yes.
entrepreneurs to
Exactly.
train people to get
100%.
them as good. But you
Yes.
can't train someone with a bad character.
No, 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 no. Yeah.
So when I met, what was his name? Killian?
Yes, yes.
Killian, he was a great example of a really good guy, really easy to approach, really easy to talk to. And obviously, you can show him the skills to
Yes.
like different quality of the nuts and to be able to talk. But if he's not willing to actually learn about
Learn
that,
that. Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
not, he won't fit the team.
And that is the good quality of a team member as well. Like they learn so fast. I mean, now we have a very a good training program there, which can be done within a week, week and a half. So it's very easy, but it's on to the point. And if they listen to, that's also a character of a stick of a good team member, where they listen to every single thing, you know. So Killian was one of the best, where he listened to every single thing, you know, like dried strawberry and dried cranberry has a pineapple juice in them, not the sugar and other stuff. How do you know that? Because
Amazing.
Nick told me once, and I remember he was talking to one customer. I heard that, and that is all the good characteristics, you know, and working on that, building on top of that, and being better than you. That's what you want to see in your team member as well. And yeah, yeah,
And someone that can represent your products because it's
yeah,
such a people facing business. You have 5-star reviews across the board, not just
yeah.
because of you,
You
a
know,
bit towards you, but
but
also towards the
a lot
people that you've hired.
towards the team member, and that's because all of the team members, you know,
For
because that
sure.
I'm not there in the shop, so you know,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Amazing. And like, look, when I was there, your team was great, as I said. And since then, you've had incredible moments. You've made it through COVID. You've
yeah.
opened Jervis Street. You have 2 stores. Your e-commerce site is booming. You've so much to be proud of. But what comes to mind for yourself as the 8 years you've been doing Nutty Delights? What's your proudest moment?
The Georgia Street, you know, opening that Georgia Street store and working there, and you know, being among that community customers. I still miss that. You know, I love to go. I loved the Sunday shifts, because Sunday shifts was all the families coming together. You know, and back in the days, city center was very easy. A lot of people used to make sure to come every 2 3 weeks from Wicklow, and also it was a family day for me
Yeah.
there. So a lot of families would come, the kids would come, they would come to our shop, make their own bags for their weekly school and all of that. So I loved to chat with that families and customers of ours, and Sunday was an easy day. So yeah, asking that opportunity there and starting a store in Georgia Street Arcade, still the proudest moment for me, and something that I love still. It's good memories of that, makes me happy. Look at my smile there. Yeah. Now,
For success, and what's the vision for Nutty Delights?
yes.
What does the next 8 years look like for yourself, and what will be success?
Of course. Well,
Congratulations!
thank you.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. That's
No,
amazing. So you've got your
yeah.
hands full.
Oh,
Amazing.
but
Congrats.
no, great team around, so I don't have to do much around, and they help me a lot. Next couple of years looks like we want to be more wholesale focused. So yeah, put our product into retail store. That's where we see Nutty Delights growing as a brand. There is a great demand for the product. People are looking for now alternatives for the snacking. They're looking for new innovating product. They are tired of just milk chocolate peanuts and milk chocolate raisins and just a couple of raw nuts and
Yeah, for sure.
peanut based snack. We are looking more, giving you more diverse option as Marcona's almond, which are flavored in pepper and lemon and Egyptian spice, and you got honey and cinnamon cashew and smoked
Ah,
almonds and baked vegetable crisp. 400 products. So the variety is huge, and we want to put that all product out. We want to be more snacking business, but the core is healthy and guilt free and all that. But a core snacking business, put it out into each store, in each bars and super values and centras and all impulse buy locations. So that is the goal, which we see for year and a half, where currently we are already in 150 stores. So within just 6 months, we started just starting of this year. And the team member who she was working has started only full time just 2 months back. So already in 150 stores, and it's going stronger and stronger every day. We're
amazing.
making deal with bigger distributors and everything. So that's coming out good for us. Uh,
And this is your first real step into the retail world.
yeah.
Yeah. And you landed in Aldi as well?
Yes, that was a huge as well. Aldi was a surprise. We never thought we would be in Aldi, but one of the product got selected, and within 2 weeks, 88% got sold out. That was around 6,000 tubs. So I mean, it's music to my ears,
Yeah.
within two weeks only. So that there is a great opportunity within big retailers as well. But one step at a time. I love to, I mean, not take it slow, but see myself test the waters and go accordingly. So currently, all the convenience stores looks great to us, and we're doing good. We are in 150 and to be grown to 400, 500 by in a year's time. That's the idea.
That's incredible. 88%, did you say, of the stock in Aldi selling? That's
88%. Yeah, yeah, almost. Yeah.
to get into these retail giants is a true testament to the product, but also
Yeah.
to actually sell it. People think,
Yeah.
oh, once I land on the shelf, I'm going to be a
No,
millionaire, but not the
no.
case. But sometimes, if the product really resonates with the customer, you've got something there. Test Ireland, the UK, Europe, and America.
Yeah.
All right. So when you land in retail in other places, we'll get you back on to talk more about that. Okay.
100% we will definitely.
Excellent, man. I'm excited for you. You've got an incredible product. Like your smile, like your character is infectious, and I always enjoy chatting with you. Nick, who do you believe is doing a great job now in the Irish food and beverage business?
There are a lot of them. There are a lot of them people who are making good and doing good. I mean, just before we were having a chat there, Sophie from Chimax, they're doing amazing work.
Yeah.
I loved. I was just talking to her, and Taylor Swift. They did a Taylor's brunch or something. The innovation they are
Yeah.
bringing in the Korean sources. It's amazing to see them growing as well. Now in States, I know that they visited as well. So yeah, they're supplying their Moran's jams and stuff. They're doing good. Chocolate from Galway. They did a wonderful Kickstarter just recently.
So the Grania is
Oh
doing a
yeah,
fantastic
fantastic.
job,
Yeah.
really, really representing both Galway, and the quality of her product is incredible.
Exactly. Pinecone Coffee, a mutual friend of ours as well.
Dave, our boy
Dave,
Dave, yeah.
yes, he's doing wonderful as well. No, lovely, love. The food scene in Ireland is huge, and people are so entrepreneurial. Just not food, but there is other stuff as well. Something that I connect with my roots from India to Ireland is that we as a people are very entrepreneurial, and that's something really good. And I see the young generation here being so entrepreneurial. That's some amazing stuff to see as well. Trying the small things. There's this guy Connor, I know, Too Savage. He does lovely Myers,
Yes.
plant-based, and he's doing some amazing stuff. Connor from Day Ice Cream.
Day
I
ice
can
cream as well.
I
I
can put
know
the
him
list
well.
on and on. There are so many amazing people doing lovely stuff and going out, exporting, doing great nationally and internationally. So, yeah, wonderful. And it's a decade of Irish businesses growing and growing internationally. I see that way as well.
I think your answer epitomizes what you're about, Nick, in the sense of passion and people. So I asked you for one entrepreneur, you gave me six,
Yeah,
six top rock star entrepreneurs. So it's an incredible, we're at a peak Irish food time.
yeah,
So the momentum is in our favor. So
yeah.
everyone in the food business, I know it's tough, but at the same time, we've got such momentum behind us at the moment with our reputation for quality food that we're producing and ability to export is really, really picking up. So thanks for that, Nick. I'm sure the six. We're gonna tag the people, the six guys in it, so in the comments as well. So that's great. I'm sure they'll love that. But I wanted to wrap up with one last bit of advice from yourself. Okay, you set up 8 years ago, roughly the same time as myself. And what's one piece of advice you will give younger Nick 8 years ago?
Wow. Okay.
Just one piece, just one piece.
Just one piece. It's tough. There are so many things. A little bit on brand building as well. I missed out on that at the start. I looked more community focused, and it's nothing wrong, which I'm doing now. But I think I could have looked a little bit on brand building. I could have a little bit focused on more creating that Nutty Delights and that around that. But it's still not too late. We are doing good, and we're coming to our places where we stand right now and where we are. But yes, that's something we missed out on. That's something we focused more on. As I mentioned, we were more community focused and customer centric and that way. So product focus. So our whole idea was like, if product will speak for itself and do that, but there has to be a little bit of brand that put that Nutty Delights out. And I lacked as well. It's something I lacked as a knowledge, but I'm getting there, and I have a great team who does the great job around that. So yeah,
Yeah, for sure. I was going through the Instagram, Facebook, all that, and you've really put a lot of work into the last year about your marketing and the message you're trying to convey because
yeah.
you can't be good at everything, Nick,
No,
but the fact that you're always learning, you're going to the board BIA or the local enterprise classes is really going to help build that marketing profile. So look, Nick, that was a fantastic conversation. I really enjoyed it. I hope everyone listening did as well. You're a wealth of knowledge with character to boot, and I'm very proud to see how you've come on just since I met you the first time. And I'm rooting for you the whole way. You've got a great product, great energy. Your teams have always been phenomenal. So keep it up, and I'm excited over the next few years. So where can everyone learn about Nutty Delights?
yeah. So two stores in Dublin, if you are ever right in middle of city center in Georgia Street Arcade and Jervis Shopping Center. but we do nationwide deliveries and international deliveries as well to from our website nuttydelights.ie. For
So
our
for our American listeners, get onto Nutty Delights.
Delights.ie, yes, yes. Give your loved one gifts here in Ireland, or we deliver to you in USA as well. So we do a lot of gift items as well, nut-based boxes and packs. And latest innovation we did in gift item was nuts in a beer bottle. So peanuts in a beer bottle. So nutty pints, we call them nutty pints.
I have that written down. I have that nuts in a bottle. I wanted to touch on that. We can save that for another episode, but check out nuts in a bottle.
Nuts in a bottle. So Nutty Pints is something of a new innovation this year, and they are selling really, really good. We sold around 700 just for the month of Pride. It's a nice rainbow nuts pint bottle. So, yeah, so lovely stuff on website, and then um, anywhere in Ireland, we are getting into a lot of spas, Centra, Super Values, galas, Laundaces, and if there is any you would recommend, just put us in a message and we'll try to be there in that local shop of yours as well. Yeah.
Awesome, Nick. That was a great week. From e-commerce to the stores that you're in. Really, if you're into quality products, support Nick. He's done a fantastic job, and I am super excited, and I'm very proud to know you as well. I'm excited to see where you end up in the next couple of years. I'll be keeping an eye out as the nut empire grows. My old friend. So Nick, thank you very much. I hope everyone enjoyed it and took some nuts of wisdom from
Yes.
that. You guys enjoy that, and looking forward to chatting to Nick again soon. And thanks very much, Nick, for showing up. You're a legend. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kayla. Wonderful
Cheers.
opportunity here and lovely speaking with you again.
And that's a wrap for this episode of the Savour Success podcast. I hope you enjoyed this conversation with Nick Mehta from Nutty Delights as much as I did. Nick's journey from a small kiosk in Dublin is truly inspiring, and now he's become one of the top specialists in nuts, dried fruits, and so much more. Nick shared some incredibly invaluable insights, and his passion for business is seriously contagious. So if you found this episode helpful, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with anyone you think would benefit from hearing Nick's story. And don't forget to check out Nutty Delights and taste the incredible products Nick and his team have created. Thanks for tuning in to the Savour Success podcast. Stay tuned for more stories and insights from the world of food entrepreneurship. And until next time, keep savoring success.